What is going on, guys? Alright, so this video is going to be one of the sit down and talk ones. I'm about to get real, I'm about to get raw, there's about to be some real energy, real emotion, so buckle in, sit tight, let's do it. So guys, as I said, this reverse diet thing can be tricky. Mentally, it can be so hard, right? And obviously you haven't seen me go through it, so you don't know the nuances, so you kind of get to watch this happen. And already we're 2 days in, and already everything, the reverse diet problems are happening, right? So I'm going to kind of talk to you about what I'm experiencing and what I'm doing to combat it, because I am very big, as it says in the thumbnail, self-care over self-harm. That's a big deal, and it's important that you understand the difference. So obviously, Saturday and Sunday, I ate a bowl of food, felt great, felt fine. It was all dandy and fun, right? Yesterday, my stomach was still full of that food. And even though there were slight moments of wanting to eat more than my macros, I was fine. I had squashed all the cravings and everything. Okay. Today, Tuesday, the 21st, ate my macros. Stomach is still pretty distended. More of the food is passing through, if you get what I mean. So I'm not physically in the place to eat more food. My body would not appreciate more calories at this point. But that's not what my hormones want me to think. My ghrelin is very high right now. It's very, very high. It happens when you diet. Ghrelin and leptin are the two hormones that combat each other, okay? And leptin tells you you're satisfied and allows stored body fat to get used in excess, and then that will go down and ghrelin will go up, which tells your body, hey, we don't have a lot of storage left. I need you to eat, bro. And so when ghrelin's high, your body's just trying to get you to give it more food to store. Like, it is not, it literally will take survival over your stomach busting. And of course you have pain receptors, so it's like, there's like this moment, but it's going to try and talk you into eating more. And when you're dieting, it's really easy to ignore it because you have this goal, you're not going to give up. Some people do have a hard time ignoring it. They give in all the time, especially after a couple months into a diet, but that's why they don't see a lot of progress. Because believe it or not, one day, unlike other people like to tell you because they like to be positive, I believe in positivity, but then you have to be realistic with people and be honest with them. Um, you know, one day can set you back a couple weeks, especially if you're deep into a diet. I'm sorry. If you go off the chain and eat 7,000 calories, not only did you put on body fat, but it's harder to get off. And that's not to be negative. This is to be real, so that you understand that it's important to understand those things. But anyways, I don't want to digress. So reverse dieting. So during a diet, though, it's really easy to stay focused. Reverse diet, it's much harder because you don't have an end goal, right? It's just kind of I'm just doing this to do it, right? So that's that side of it. And so it's easier to talk yourself into it. However, there are repercussions, as I just said. For instance, while I haven't weighed myself, I'm not going to weigh myself. I forgot to mention that yesterday. I'm only weighing myself on Thursdays, the morning of my refeed for the week. That gives my body time to equal out after every refeed. I can kind of see where I'm at. For me, it's much better mentally because if I weigh myself every day, even if the scale is going down, I will subconsciously do things like do extra in the house, to try and burn more fat to get back to where I was. It's just something that I know I do, and that's just called having self-awareness. And so for me, once a week is good. But that being said, I can still tell my skin is puffy. I did put on a little body fat. How much? Who knows? But I'm definitely still distended in my abdominal area. I'm definitely still holding a lot of water in my subcutaneous layer. And I definitely still am quite puffy from all the sodium. You gotta think, between Saturday and Sunday, I had 20,000 grams of sodium. And it's been less than 48 hours since all of that. So, when I take a shower and I get out, I don't look as good as I did, right? And I know that'll pass, but right now, it's messing with my head. And so there's two ways that you can go that are bad, right? The first one is I could say, all right, I need to get real strict on my diet again. I need to up my cardio. I need to bounce back from this. Why is that bad? Because that's going to bite me. It's going to come back and bite me in the butt. Because not only is it going to lower my metabolism more, but that if I did store any fat, I don't really think I stored a lot. Even if I did though, like literally, it's going to be so much harder to get off because my body's not going to want to let it go. So it would be dumb to go back into a deficit right now. Just absolutely stupid. I'm still kind of technically in a deficit, but you know what I mean. Like going back to the 1500 I was doing, that would be stupid. But of course, my mind, that's one little voice in my mind. It's like, hey, like, we need to bounce back from this. We need to even out. Start from the ground up. So that's one thing that I know people will do, and that's a dumb mindset. Do not be over aggressive after a day of eating a lot of calories or after, a diet break. Do not be over aggressive. The second thing people do is give up. Well, whatever. I'm not going to look that good again. Might as well just eat more food and give in to my cravings. That's dumb. Your body needs time to reach a homeostasis, to even out, to equal out. Less than 48 hours, I'm sorry, is not enough time. People, I talk to people all the time, clients and not clients, and they'll be like, hey man, I had a bad day 3 days ago, and today I'm still not down to where my lowest was. It takes longer than 72 hours to bounce back. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, understand that there are repercussions, right? And so, and that's where that's where I want to talk, like the self-care and self-harm situation, right? I needed that weekend. My body needed that weekend. Psychologically, I needed that weekend. Nutritionally, I needed that weekend. I feel so much better now. I'm so glad I had that weekend because I took care of my body and I didn't go overboard. I didn't throw up. I didn't relapse on my bulimia. I did not have any unconscious binge sessions where I wasn't willingly and in control of making the decision to eat what I ate. Like, it was a good weekend. It's okay to have days like that after you diet of eating food, right? And the freedom, as I've said, the freedom is in that you don't let the food control you, not that you eat until you can't feel your toes, right? Like, that's self-care. Self-harm is eating the food just to eat it and getting to the point where I make myself sick. That's self-harm. Self-harm is responding in a way to where I starve myself the next couple of days to try and even it out. Self-harm is giving up on my reverse diet because I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see, and so I just give up and I just start eating everything and my aunt's pie, and I gain all this body fat that I didn't need to gain. Literally, there's only one of those that's the right decision, and that is take the weekend off after 6 months of hard dieting. Enjoy the fact that I don't have to track food, but be mindful of what I put in my body and make sure that it's healthier foods, that it's foods that are going to heal my body, and they're foods that, and make sure that I'm at least doing enough foods that are going to give my body the nutrients it needs. And enjoy some sweets for endorphins and dopamine and all those pleasures that my brain's going to get from it. And enjoy that time, right? Don't overdo it. And then the next week, get on my reverse diet and slowly increase calories. I have a refeed coming. I have a date night coming. I can enjoy more food then. And don't skimp out on those because I want to try and make up for last week and understand that what's done is done and that my body actually needed it, right? And accept what was. You see where I'm getting at with this? The difference between self-care and self-harm? Self-care is doing things for the love of your body first. Right? You think about your body in every facet, emotionally, psychologically, and physically, and you make the decision that's going to benefit all those areas the most. Whereas a lot of people, when they go off plan, whether that's really tanking calories or having binge sessions, they do it subconsciously. They feel like they're out of control. I've been there. And then the guilt and then the beating up of their bodies to try and get the weight back off, and then they binge again, and that's how eating disorders develop. Self-harm is an eating disorder waiting to happen. And so, in my time of fighting my bulimia, I've become much more self-aware of these things. And I'm telling you guys, there's a difference. And if you're watching this right now and you're trying to figure out what's my next move, whether you have been whether you've been dieting for 8 months and you want to take a day off but you're scared to, or you took a day off and you kept it in line. What do you do now? Or you went off the rails. It wasn't an intentional day off. You decided that you were just going to like have one free meal and you ended up binging on non-keto food the whole day. All of those, the answer is the same. Analyze, develop some self-awareness, and do what's best for your body. Not what's best for your emotions. Not what's best for your urges. What's best for your body. Put the body that's carried you to this point first, right? My body does not need to be starved right now to try and like get the puffiness to go away from my stomach. My body needs me to be consistent with my reverse diet so that hormones can upregulate. I can always, even if I, like I said, as long as I stay under 190, I'm good. And I'm going to. That's not even a question. But, like, my body doesn't need me to starve it. I've been starving it, right? My body also doesn't need me to eat mindlessly until my stomach hurts and cause a bunch of digestive inflammation and issues, right? My body needs a steady reverse diet with days of date nights and enjoying that social event with my wife and working on those social hormones like serotonin and stuff and getting in a little extra calories to help boost my metabolism more. My body needs a consistent, structured reverse diet to get back to a homeostasis that it deserves because it carried me so far already. It's carried me for 2 years of this bodybuilding stuff. It's carried me for 10 years of sticking my finger down my throat and burning my esophagus because I thought I wasn't good enough. My body deserves to be put first. Your body deserves to be put first. Self-care over self-harm. Those are my thoughts for today. I'll check you tomorrow.